How we all doing? We are live, and this is the player ratings. And yeah, we lost to Spurs, and I actually feel more annoyed and angrier today than I did yesterday. And I know that's pretty difficult to understand when you've seen some of the videos of my reactions during the game, the way that I lost my temper when Hector Bellerin gave the ball away as we were attacking, and Spurs broke up the other end of the pitch and scored. And we can sit there all we want and talk about, you know, certain things that happened in the game. We could talk about we had so many crosses, but we had 44 crosses in the box, I believe it was, but yet we don't have a striker that can head a ball. It's not like we still have Olivier Giroud in the side, for example, where you actually try and play to the strengths of a player. I think Aubameyang scored 3 headed goals in his career at Arsenal, and yet we're trying to cross the ball. So square pegs, round holes. And some of the biggest problems that we have, and I'm trying to explain all this, and I was trying to explain it in my interview after the game and even my instant reaction on my channel, is that there's too many problems within this club that are part of a regime that was failing under Arsene Wenger. And we can sit here all we want, and you can sit there all you want, and you can talk about Mikel Arteta out or anything else like that. You can say all that kind of stuff. But what are you going to do? You tell me. Get another manager in, then what? You have a bit of a bounce, win some games, and then the same problem resurfaces. You have the same players that were failing under Arsene Wenger, the same players that were failing under Unai Emery, and the same players that are not performing and failing under Mikel Arteta now. One of the big issues that we have behind the scenes is the players that are either not good enough to be at this club, collecting ridiculously high wages at this club, and are part of the problem from when, you know, Arsene Wenger was manager. Now, go and have a look at the starting 11 yesterday in the game, for example. Leno, Bellerin, Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, Partey, Xhaka, Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Saka. Of those 11 players, 5 of them were brought to the club by Arsene Wenger. 2 of them were brought to the club by Unai Emery, and 3 of them were brought to the club by Mikel Arteta. Now, of Mikel Arteta's signing, the one you can question is Willian, because it's not worked in any way, shape or form. But then flip that around and look at his other 2 signings, Thomas Partey and Gabriel, 2 best players at our club. Thomas Partey was 75-80% fit yesterday, yet he was still our best player on the pitch before he got injured. Gabriel's been absolutely immense this season. So when you look at the 3 signings that he made that were on the pitch yesterday, 2 out of 1, you got to weigh it up. Everybody and any manager, you know, has a signing that don't work. For example, there's no manager in world football that's got every single signing perfectly. Even Arsene Wenger, when you look at some of the phenomenal players that he brought to Arsenal and what he turned them into, he had duds as well. There were players that were not good enough. You know, Igor Stepanovs, Philip Senderos, some of the defenders that we've had at our club. Silvinho, you know, Francis Jeffers. It happens. All right. So for every one of those players, you have a Sol Campbell, a Kolo Touré, a Patrick Vieira, a Thierry Henry. So swings and roundabouts in that respect. Now, the players that Arsene Wenger brought to this club, or managed at this club, should we say, Hector Bellerin came through the academy, but he was part of the Arsene Wenger regime. Rob Holding brought to the club under Arsene Wenger. Granit Xhaka brought to the club under Arsene Wenger. Aubameyang and Lacazette brought to the club under Arsene Wenger. Saka was an academy player. And then You have Tierney and Leno brought under Unai Emery. When you're thinking of the subs that were brought on, Eddie Nketiah is an academy player, and Danny Ceballos was brought in by Unai Emery. You're looking at some of the other substitutes, and you've got the likes of Mustafi in there, who were brought to the club by Arsene Wenger. Super chat, Jordan Stanters. Shout out from Alaska. What has happened for you to be Arteta out? How many losses are needed? Also, if you are ever in Alaska. I got you. The thing is I back my manager, and I still will back my manager, because so many things I've said is that you can keep sacking managers and you can keep changing, but the problems will still be there because you've got too many players from a past regime that were not good enough then, that are not good enough now. They failed Wenger, they failed Emery, and they're failing Arteta. Now, the one thing that we do want to do, and I know that Mikel Arteta wants to do, and I know that the board want Mikel Arteta to do it, and they're backing him in this sense, is that we got to shift a lot of those players. We tried doing it in the summer, around about 7 or 8 players, to be precise. But the problem we had is that we can't get rid of them because a lot of these players are on over 100 grand a week, and nobody will pay those wages. Mesut Ozil's on 350 grand a week. Mkhitaryan was on nearly 200 grand a week, and we actually had to tear up his contract and let him go to get him off the wage bill. Mustafi, Socrates, Luiz, Kolasinac, all players on over 100 grand a week, and they contribute nothing. Hector Bellerin, over 100 grand a week, contributes nothing. The guy can't even take a fucking throw in. Do you know what I mean? The guy is absolute pony. I wouldn't have him in my own team. Serious to God, he is that poor. I don't want him to play for Arsenal Football Club again. You know, the nearest grass that this guy should be getting to is in a field when he's planting trees. Bullshit footballer. Get him out of the club, man. Lloyd Pope. I would rather Niles for Xhaka and Cedric for Bellerin. Balogun and Smith Rowe on the bench. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe it could have worked better. Look, listen, I'm not going to disagree with you. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. And, you know, where Mikel Arteta is culpable for decisions is playing the likes of Granit Xhaka and playing the likes of Hector Bellerin. That's where you can question him and you can say, look, you've got it wrong. It's not right. It's not working. What have these guys done to not deserve an opportunity in the team? Hector Bellerin doesn't do anything. What does Hector Bellerin do? Somebody explain to me, what does he do? Nothing in any way, shape or form. I don't know how that guy's a footballer. Honest to God, when you look at his performances when he first burst on the scene at Arsenal, it's very evident now that what got him out of the mess that he always put himself in was his pace. Always. And it made him look better than what he actually was. And then he picked up the injuries and he's now lost his pace and he's been exposed for what he is. Shit. Absolute shit. We should have sold him to PSG when we had the opportunity. We should have took the 30 million and run. I'd have put him on a Eurostar myself and paid for it. Bye-bye. See you later. Get out of here. It's not personal. It's the fact he's shit. Not good enough for this football club. Brighton paid 2.5 million for Lamptey. He'd piss all over Hector Bellerin all day long. Are you mad? Have you seen this guy when he tries crossing a ball and he tries just dinking it, floating it in the box all the time? He can't beat a man. He goes backwards or sideways. You look at the first goal yesterday. Go and watch it again. Ball watching. Harry Kane would never have spun and played the ball into the position that he did to Son if Hector Bellerin would have simply tracked his man. Ball watching. No football brain in any way, shape or form. And then I've looked at it again as well. Rob Holding, why are you showing Son on the inside to his strongest foot? People are taught from a young age. Show them on their weaker side. Do not let them go inside onto their stronger foot. If Son was left-footed, show him inside onto his right. But he's fucking right-footed. Show him on his left, man. If I saw my players doing that on a Saturday in non-league, Get off. Not having none of that shit, man. What is that? These are meant to be elite level footballers getting paid ridiculous amounts of money. Elite. Are you mad? I could genuinely find players at non-league better than half of them. Honest to God, I swear it would never happen. It would never, ever happen. But I could take Hector Bellerin, put him in my team in a training session, and I would have players that can deliver the ball better than Hector Bellerin. 9 times out of 10, on the money, every single time. Hector played in non-league, he would get wiped out instantly. Poor, basic, shit footballer. Not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. Get him out, man. I'm telling you now. This ain't personal or anything. He's just shit. Too many players, shit. Remember, this is the same Hector Bellerin that spoke about Alexis Sanchez and said the man was too demanding in training. Excuse me? Too demanding. I want players that are demanding. I want players that want to fight. I want players that want to win. I don't want players that are just more interested in planting fucking trees. Get out of my club, man. Bullshit footballer. Serious to God. Getting me more wound up the more I think about Hector Bellerin. And he's got the number 2 shirt. Behave yourself. Do you know what I mean? Only right back he should be playing is right back behind every other player in the fucking squad and nowhere near the pitch. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit, man. Not having this rubbish anymore. Standard bullshit players. You remember, these are the same people. I've tried explaining this so many times. These are the same people that failed Arsene Wenger. The same people that failed Unai Emery. And the same people that are now failing Mikel Arteta. What more do you want me to say? Wake up. It's not all about Arteta out. It's not all about the manager's fault. Yes, he's culpable for certain decisions. But is he to blame for what's going on? Wake up, man. What do you want us to do? Sack him tomorrow. Bring in what? Allegri, Pochettino. And then what? Get a nice few months and that. Doesn't get players he wants. Can't get rid of the shit he wants. Then what? Think about it. There's so many players there that Arsenal need to get rid of and they've tried getting rid of on a regular. And they can't because they're sat there leeching off the club, taking massive wages every fucking week. And some of you are like, Arteta out, Arteta out. Oh, yeah, get him out. Yeah, just get another manager in. Fuck off, man, about getting another fucking manager in. Rip the fucking whole entire squad apart like it should have been done years ago. The squad should have got ripped to pieces the moment Arsene Wenger left. No planning, no organisation, nothing in any way, shape or form. What did they do? Nothing. Emery was set up to fail from the beginning. When you look at it in the cold light of day, that's what it was. He was always going to fail. And this is the harsh reality. Mikel Arteta has been set up to fail because half of the players that were not good enough 4 or 5 years ago are still fucking there. You're still relying on the same players that couldn't do it under Arsene Wenger. Fucking hell, man. Honestly, wake up and see it. It's there in black and white. Fuck me. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to sit here, and I've said this so many times, yeah? Mikel Arteta is not, blameless in anything, all right? Because you can blame managers. It doesn't matter who you are. You can blame any manager in world football at mistakes that they make. They all do it. From Pep Guardiola to Jurgen Klopp, whoever it might be, they all make mistakes, all right? They've all done it. So you can't say that. But in this respect, with this, and I'm trying to explain it, is that the players, man, at what point do you now sit there and say, yeah, you know what? You've got to look at the players. You've got to start thinking, boy, they're doing some things that, are simply not right. Simply not right in any way, shape or form, man. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I had some super chats coming, but they've gone off my screen, man. I'm sorry. I'm so vexed at the minute, man. I'm so annoyed at some of the shit that I see on a consistent basis, man. Honest to God, mate, it's so frustrating. It's so annoying. And the more that I think about it and I think about these people that are collecting wages out of this football club, the more it frustrates the life out of me. And that is my biggest issue. That's my biggest problem, that these players are the ones that are leeching. And then people like Hector Bellerin have the cheek to say that we're not real fans because we give our opinion and because we get angry and frustrated. Sorry, if I'm not a real fan, you're not a fucking real footballer. Think about it. Do you want me to get you a football and show you how to take a fucking throw in? You put your fucking hands behind your fucking head and you throw the ball. You're there like this. You fucking idiot. I think there's been 12 foul throws in the Premier League this season, and you've done 5 of them. Nearly half of the fucking foul throws in the Premier League are by Hector Bellerin. Are you fucking mad? You can't even take a throw in, and you've got the cheek to say, I've done it all my life. Well, you've been taking them wrong all your fucking life then. Fool. Pick the ball up, pull it behind your head, and throw. Fucking bullshit, man. Honest to fucking God. Basics in football. Basics. Stuff that you're taught from kids' age. I've got a 5-year-old son that plays football, right? And you see when they're at that age, because they're so small and everything else, like the throw-in side of things, they're learning, they're developing. So for the first couple of years, I think it is at the age from 5, 6, whatever it is, they're not really, you know, punishing them for foul throws and stuff like that, because it's about developing and learning and enjoying the game. But when they get to about, I think it's like 7, 8, under 8s kind of level and stuff, you're treated just like you will in the game as an adult. You make a foul throw, it's a foul throw. How is a man at an elite level of football not able to throw a ball? Ah, mate, please, 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 please. Somebody, please explain to me how you can't take a throw in. I swear to God, I'm not even joking. I have never seen anything like it in my life. It is just like the most basic stuff I've ever seen. Serious to God. Oh, mate, let me get into some of the comments. Well, I'll go into player ratings, man. I need to do some of these player ratings, man. Oh, my dear God. Oh, my dear God. I swear to God. I really don't get it. But, yeah, listen, like I was saying, my apologies to the super chats. I got carried away, man. I needed to get some things off my chest, man. Listen, this is the other thing as well. It's not just Hector Bellerin's fault. Don't think that. Listen, everyone knows that I backed Granit Xhaka more than anyone. Are you mad? Really? Those are the kind of performances that we're seeing. That's the Granit Xhaka from before Mikel Arteta first took over. It's like a tortoise. The hell is that? I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but even I can turn quicker. Come on, man. Not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. And when you put him against, you know, the likes of Thomas Partey next to him, not even fit Thomas Partey, about 75% fit, if that, with one leg. Look at the difference, man. There you've got an elite level, world-class footballer, and then you got Granit Xhaka. Really? Nah. No. And then the one thing that I've said, the one player that hasn't worked out is Willian. Hasn't worked out in any way, shape, or form. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, how the hell do we get rid of him now? Do you know what I mean? Any Chelsea fans, do you want a refund? Can we get a refund? Sorry. Please let me know. Like, they did warn me. More for me, innit? Mansour Ahmed said, funny thing was, Bellerin was arguing with the ref. The referee must have been like, what an absolute idiot. Exactly. You can all see it. Hector Bellerin's arguing with the officials for having foul throws. He's arguing about it like he's doing something right. Honestly, I mean, go and watch my reaction to Hector Bellerin's foul throw yesterday. Instantly, the moment he threw the ball, I reacted because I knew as soon as he did it. Come on, man. Can you not see it? Seriously, mate. You can excuse one foul throw, one. I think he's done 2 in 1 game before. What game was it that he did 2 in 1 game? Really? Nah, mate. Get in the bin. Get in the bin. Awful. Let me go through the player ratings anyway, because that's what we were doing. Leno. I don't think he had much to do, to be quite honest with you. That's a bit of a weird one. He didn't actually have a lot to do in some respects, but yeah, it was one of those. Handling and all that was all right. I'm going to have to give him a 5 because I don't think he had much to do. The only thing he did do was take the ball out of the net. Question in it. Do you know what? There's a comment in here. Joseph Stalin, listen, all right? You could call me a fake fan all you want. I've forgotten more about Arsenal than you know, all right? I've been supporting this club when you was in your dad's ball bags. Please, please, please don't try and question me as a fan. Seriously, I would educate you and embarrass you. Don't talk to me about being a fan of this club, all right? Nothing fake about it. I don't care what people might think about my reactions or anything. You're not reacting like me. If you're not angry about losing the North London derby in the manner that we did and the way that players are playing for this club and the badge on the shirt, you don't feel that, then are you really a fan? Piss off. Do you know what I mean? Fuck off. Get off the... You know what I mean? It ain't even a super chat. So I don't give a shit. Fuck you. Idiot. Christiansen, he says, I can tell you're a passionate fan of your club and I'm a Liverpool fan, but I still understand your frustration. Best wishes from Australia. Listen, massive shout out to you for the super chat. And yeah, shout out to everybody wherever you are in the world. Australia there, man. Absolute mad when you think about it. But listen, yeah, man, listen, so many years I've been putting up with this shit and I've been having to deal with this shit. And it's like constant, man. Wake up. Seriously, some of you, please wake up. Please, please, please fucking wake up, man. So many of these players, so many of them. You can sit there and call me like scapegoating Hector Bellerin and this and that. Listen, I had people trying to say that voice recording of Hector Bellerin a few years back that came out was something that was, you know, conspired and put together by AFTV. Like one of us managed to put on Hector Bellerin's voice perfectly. Are you dumb? I can just about speak normally in my own language, let alone try and replicate Hector Bellerin and make it sound authentic. You fools. That voice recording of Hector Bellerin talking about Arsenal and trying to engineer the move and everything else was 100% real. I know for a fact it was 100% real. Seriously. And there's one person connected close to Hector Bellerin and he knows exactly who he is. One of his little aides on the side, his little agent, one who had to block me as well. You little dickhead. You know exactly who you are because you're half of the problem with Hector because you're there getting your little piece on the side all the time, giving him all his bad advice and everything else and thinking that you're some big I know I am and this, that, the other. You fool. You ain't nobody. Dickhead. Think I don't know about the shit that you lot get up to. Fool. Let me go and get into the player ratings. Yeah. Hector Bellerin, 0. 0, 0, 0. Minus fucking 0. Minus everything. You don't even get a point for putting your kit on. I should deduct you points for putting the kit on because you don't deserve to pull it on. 0. Someone tell me differently. Go on, I beg you. No chance. No chance that any of you are going to be able to tell me differently. Luke L. Do you feel that Mopai had a point? Your players at times look arrogant in the Wolves game. We knew how to beat you because we assumed, because you assumed you won. You know what? That's a very, very good point. Maybe Mopai actually did have a point and the arrogance is starting to show through from some people. And it's the same when we went into the Aston Villa game. That we underestimated them. We got cocky because we beat Manchester United and then bang, like that, got slapped. And this is the thing. And obviously, Luke, you're a Wolves fan. And I've got a lot of time for Wolves and what they do. But you look at the difference when Wolves went to Liverpool yesterday. Liverpool never took them lightly, even though they got mountains of injuries. and they went out and they dealt with them correctly. That's what a big team does. That's what a top team does. Simple as that. Yeah. Timmy Aj says Bellerin at his big age can't throw a ball. Shake my head. Pat does fitness as a Brit in the US and a Gooner. I'm hurting. Listen, we're all hurting, bro. I'm telling you, man, we're all hurting. It's like, well, some people might be hurting. Some might be enjoying it. But I'm finding it so tough, man. So tough because I'd give everything for this football club. Right? And this is what frustrates me and annoys me, is the fact that if I had the capabilities of playing elite level football, right? If I was 20 years younger and had the opportunity of doing what these guys are able to do, something that some of us would literally die for, I would give everything I physically have for this club. I would die on that pitch for this football club. People don't understand that, don't get that. I'm seeing players that don't care, players that don't play for the badge on the shirt. Some of them don't realize what football clubs mean to you as fans. And I'm not just talking about Arsenal now. I'm talking about football clubs all around the world. If you as a player don't understand what it means to be a fan of a football club, then it's not right for you. Stop. It's not right for you. Shoya says that I'm a Chelsea fan. Willian can play well when the other two attackers complement him better with a good striker who holds the ball. Play him on the left. Look, we've all said it. We've all said it and we can see it. And we know that there's something in there with Willian, but it's just not working. And it hasn't worked all season. I think the only time I've seen Willian really contribute something and look decent was Sheffield United at home. And in the second half, we changed the formation round, went to a 4-2-3-1, and Willian went in the number 10 role, and the game completely changed. But we ain't seen it since. DJ, listen, man, that's the maddest looking name. I think you might have just fell asleep on the keyboard. DT, I've lost some love for Arsenal, man. I hate that. Listen, we know how it feels. Look, you never lose the love, but I get what you're saying, that there's a part of you that feels like you die inside sometimes. A part of you feels like so hurt by everything. Do you know what I mean? I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, man. Super chat from Column. In my opinion, the season would be tough. However, I thought it would be along the lines of 8th or 9th whilst playing good but inconsistent football. This, however, is unacceptable. And I agree, it is unacceptable. This is not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. We need more. We want more. But we're not getting it at the moment. And it's really, really tough for everybody. And one of the biggest issues is the players. And I've said this so many times. I've gone into it. My throat's hurting. I feel it, man. I feel it. Pineapple 04, Jeff. Love that name. I can feel your pain. I agree with you. Many players are not good enough. Keep the great work up. Love from Norway. Shout out to you as well. And thank you for the super chat. Nero, bro, if Brighton win today, we will be 16th. Should we persist with Arteta, even if we go into the relegation zone? One thing that I will say is that the board will persist with Mikel Arteta. And he will be given January to get the players that he needs in and shift a lot of the dead wood. Now, one of the advantages with the dead wood that we've got is that their contracts run out in the summer. And the best bit about this is that they're free to negotiate their moves away from the club in January. They're allowed to. We can finally get rid of them. And once we get rid of that crap and Mikel Arteta can truly bring in his own players, is when you can truly judge the man. Because like I said, you look at that starting 11 yesterday, that starting 11, 5 of the starting 11 were players from Arsene Wenger. 5 of them were from that period and that era. The same players that failed Arsene Wenger. 2 of them, Unai Emery. 3 of them, Mikel Arteta. And 2 of the 3 that Mikel Arteta brought in, Partey and Gabriel, are 2 best players. So have some faith. Ethan, you have spoken before about who would sell, but in this team, who would you keep? I think there's maybe 6 to keep: Leno, Gabriel, Saka, Partey, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Martinelli. God, Jesus, do you know what? My brain ain't even registering to think, but yeah, there's so many players, and it's I'm looking at that. We keep Tierney, most definitely. I think Mary's a decent backup as a centre-back as well. Obviously, Saliba, we've got to get the best out of him. And I think that, you know, once he's had his loan period, we will get the best out of him. I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles can still have a career at the club. I think that Joe Willock, you've got to give him time as well. I think that he is a talented boy. But he needs to be learning his trade off top draw footballers. He's learning his trade off Granit Xhaka. What more do you want me to say? Aaron J, the biggest stupid effing mistake we do will be going back to Wenger. We are trying to get him back. That's the most stupidest thing. There you go. I'm not blaming Wenger for everything that's going wrong, but a lot of the problems we have now are part of that regime. Like it or not, they are. From when Wenger, Ivan Gazidis and everything else. Do you remember when they brought in Xhaka and Mustafi? And I think that at that time we turned down Virgil van Dijk and Kante for Xhaka and Mustafi. So if you don't tell me that there were problems from that time to this, then you're lying to yourself. Now, let me get back into the player ratings. I swear I've only got onto Hector Bellerin and I've been going for about 30 minutes. Kieran Tierney, I felt that he attacked well. He put some dangerous crosses in the box, and you see the difference in his crosses in comparison to, you know, Bellerin's. Absolutely, completely different. But I'm going to give Tierney a 6 because I felt he actually done all right in the game. That's my opinion on that one. I thought he'd done good. In most respects, he wasn't beaten. The goals weren't his fault. They weren't down his side. It's no coincidence that everyone attacks us down our right because that's where our weak spots are. Alpha Wolf, I don't feel Oba is commanding enough to be captain. I think it should be Lacazette, who yesterday hasn't played great, but I'll always see him being commanding. Something's not right with Aubameyang, big time. I don't know what it is, but something's definitely not right, and I don't know what, and it's worrying, big time. Thank you for the donation in there from Broadcast Bros. Super chat comes in from Anwesh Mishra, I believe that is. I completely agree with what you say. These players are bottle jobs and letting down the manager. Second Spurs goal, Bellerin pass was dreadful. Trent put an awesome cross in from a similar position for yesterday's goal for Liverpool. And there's the difference. You look at Robertson and you look at Trent, especially on that right-hand side. Mate, Hector Bellerin couldn't lace Trent's boots. Really? Come on, man. You know what I mean? Now, with the centre-backs, Gabriel, he's our best player in the team. He's been absolutely phenomenal this season. What a signing he has been. I like the fact that in the last 10 minutes, he actually looked like a player that had urgency. He was trying to drive out from the back. If anything, he was playing more in an attacking sense, but he was trying to make things happen. He was angry. He was, you know, somebody that had urgency. And, yeah, he's not a fault for the goals either, is he? So he gets a 6. Rob Holding, I felt that apart from that first goal, which you can't, you know, take away, why is he showing Son on his right-hand side? It's like, come on, man, you can't do that. You can't show Son on his right-hand side. He gets a 2 for yesterday's performance because of that. It's just not good enough in any way, shape or form. Thomas Partey, 70, 80% fit. It was a gamble. It was a risk. And he was our best threat on the pitch, and he was half fit. I'm not having people, you know, have a go at the manager for playing him because we all wanted him to play. We all thought the risk was worth it. It backfired. It didn't work. We all wanted it. So don't moan about it. And we're going to miss him big time because he's a phenomenal player. But I'll give him a 6 because he played a half. But he was brilliant. He was brilliant. Apart from that, but you could just tell that he wasn't right. They just didn't seem like his usual self, but he was still better than everyone else, and that says something. Broadcast bros, big clubs are lucky to have passionate fans like you, DT. Support from Tibet. Massive shout out to you. But listen, there's fans at other clubs up and down the country, and not just this country, around the world, that are just as passionate as me, I feel. And I've seen some of them, and it's, you know, just maybe they haven't got a bigger platform like myself, and I'm lucky enough to have that. But yeah, thank you for your super chat. Forever PVM. Hey DT, United fan here. It's sad to see what's happened to Arsenal. They gave me the best days growing up watching football. We ruled the Europa. See, this is the thing. I got a pissing Europa League on my mind, man. Do you know what I mean? We're playing in the Europa League, man. What a load of shit. Europa League. Premier League. Europa. That's how bad it's got, man. Europa League on my mind. My kids have grown up knowing the theme tune to the Europa League. I grew up listening to the champions. Now we get that. Oh, fuck off. What a load of shit. Bullshit. Ethan, could the Bellerin issue be why all the attacks go down the left as well? No product from that side, so they have to play like Beyonce. I don't need to say no more. You summed it up there. That's why we go down that side, and that's why everyone attacks us down this side. It's common knowledge now, isn't it? Absolutely everybody knows. Where have I got up to? Granit Xhaka, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I reckon if he drove home last night, he would have actually gone in reverse. Absolute dreadful. Dreadful, 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 dreadful. 0, 0, 0. Change my mind. You won't be able to. Aubameyang, something's not right in any way, shape or form. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's happening, but something is not right. Big time. He gets a 1 for that performance. I will give him the 1 because he put his kit on the right way. But that's just about it, because it was dreadful. I don't know what's happening to him. I don't know what's happening to him. I really don't. I love the guy to pieces, man. And something is just not right. Something's not right. I wish I had the answer, but I don't. I genuinely don't. And it's dejecting the life out of me, man. But yeah, man, it's not good. He gets a 1. Lacazette, I felt that he was a player that actually tried to make things happen. He actually worked his bollocks off in the game and did try. So I'll give him a 6 for his performance, because I felt that he did actually try and do something. It's just lacking that cutting edge and whatnot. In terms of Saka, I felt, again, second half, he was more involved. He was really trying to do things. But in the first half, I felt he was poor. And I felt that his touch let him down on a couple of occasions that we actually got in. But I do feel sorry for him as well, because he's a 19-year-old boy with the weight of the club on his shoulders. That should never be the case at Arsenal Football Club. You should never have a 19-year-old having the weight of the world on his shoulders and feeling like he has to do everything. It's the same with Gabriel Martinelli. He must be looking now about his return any moment and thinking, Jesus Christ, I've got the pressures of the whole entire club on me. They think I'm going to come in and be the next R9 Ronaldo and, you know, completely tear the form book up and just grab Arsenal from the depths of despair and dig them up from the graves and turn them into world beaters and title contenders. These are kids, man. They should be learning and playing off the best, and they've got the best in players like Aubameyang, but it's just not working. How do you expect these youngsters to be able to do it? It's not fair on them, man. It's not fair at all. Do you know what I mean? These boys like Saka and Martinelli are younger than my oldest son. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine the pressures? It's not right. It's not right in any way, shape or form, man. I'm seriously, it's not. It's not. So yeah, Saka, I'll give him a 5 because I felt that he worked hard in the second half. He tried and everything else. But I can't really say much more than that in terms of Willian. Poor. I thought he put some decent crosses in, to be fair, though. And I wouldn't say he's one of the worst out there, but I'll give him a 4 because there just wasn't really anything major there. But he did put some decent crosses in the box and actually, you know, tried to do something in that respect. Danny Ceballos came on at half-time for Thomas Partey. I felt he was very energetic. He worked hard and he looked like he was doing some things to try and make stuff happen, but it's just not good enough. And you've got to look at it and say, why did Real Madrid not want him? There's a reason why, innit? Come on, man. 4. Eddie Nketiah. Give Bellerin a chance now. I'm not even going to mark him. He wasn't even on long enough, and I don't want to scapegoat him because he's a young lad as well that's got, you know, expectations and pressures on him. But give Bellerin a chance. Eddie's had loads, and I just don't get it. I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't. Alpha Wolf, DT, I think Lacazette would play better in the centre forward 10 role with Oba and Pepe in front. His effort is far better than the other attackers. And I don't agree with the stick he gets. He should stay. Your opinion? I agree with his work rate and everything else. And, you know, when he drops deeper, he does look like he's the player that can link. But only time will tell. And we've got to fix this situation quick, very quick. And I don't know how much longer we're going to have to fix it. But we certainly need to get the attacking players in January, that's for sure. Ryan Hansen, DT, why won't Ty tell the truth when Arsenal are? Yeah. That's what Ty believes. I've known Ty a very long time, and he's always been like this. He's a super, ultra positive person. And if that's his opinion, and, you know, I respect that. And there's not much more I can say on that situation. I've got a lot of time for Ty. I genuinely have. People will see him as being deluded. He's annoying at times, don't get me wrong. And you want to just strangle him, but he's harmless. He's a nice guy. Believe me, he's a nice guy, man. And that's his opinion. And I'm not going to sit here and criticize that because I know deep down his best interests are Arsenal Football Club. Forever PVM, what's wrong with Arsenal fans forcing slating Partey personally and everything? The guy's a human being. If he's injured, let him walk off. Partey isn't an animal. How could people condone that kind of behavior? And do you know what? I've seen a few things to do with this. And the issue is that Thomas Partey picked up the injury. And when he walked over to go and see Mikel Arteta and to explain and that he needed to come off. Now, go and look at the aerial view of what actually happened. Thomas Partey walked over at a point when we were in attack and it was 3-on-3, I think it was, or something along them lines. And we was completely safe. There was no issue with him walking over. And then Hector Bellerin decides to fucking bullshit cross and just lose the ball. And we attack. And they attack, and break us down. And then Partey's completely out of position. And you can't blame him for that, man. Seriously. Can't blame him for that. Judge Chaos, thank you for your super chat. I've got more chance of uncovering the Illuminati than understanding why we signed Cedric. Also, the last time we didn't have Oba's goals when he had a red card, the only one to step up was Martinelli. Says a lot. You know what? That's a bloody good shout. When Aubameyang got sent off against Crystal Palace and he got a 3-match ban, I remember that. And everyone at the time was like, oh, no, who's going to step up now? And Martinelli came into the side and Martinelli scored goals. And he was the one who dragged us through the 3 games. That's a very, very good point. Very, very good. I like that. And it's true what he's saying, that the one that did drag us through at that time was Martinelli. And, yeah, I see a question here as well, actually. Where is it? I don't see. I know what the question was, but I wanted to say his name. My apologies because I didn't see it in time. But he asked about where Reece Nelson was yesterday. I honestly don't know. I've got to presume that was an injury, man, because how's he not even in the squad or makes the subs bench after his performances in recent weeks? I don't get that. The one thing that lets Reece down is his delivery. Maybe he's, practicing his crossing with Hector. Maybe you need to get him away from him. Don't let his bad habits rub off on him. Honest to God, and I'm not even joking when I say this, I could take most of these Arsenal boys and I could take them down to my team and I'd teach them how to cross a ball. I'm not even joking. I've got players in my team that will cross balls better than them for fun. I'm not even joking. On worse pitches as well. Absolute dog shit. Absolute piss poor grass, mud bombs, path, pitches, whatever you want to call it. I'm telling you, not even joking. I swear to God, I've never seen it so bad in my life. Players that can't cross a ball, man. Honest to God. And it's not one. It's like consistent over and over and over and over, week after week after week. And if you notice what Bellerin does when he crosses, he never puts any whip on it. There's never any kind of real purpose to his crossing. It's always just a little float, little dink, because he just wants to get it in the area and just hope that somebody's there. There's no purpose to it. You watch Trent Alexander-Arnold, for example, on the same side. When he puts crosses in, there's purpose, there's direction, there's an actual, meaning behind what he does. Hector's just like, all right, let's just hit the ball in the box and hope for the best. Woo! Let's go. Shit. Mikel Arteta. You know what? This is interesting. Do you know what the funny thing is? I see a name get mentioned in the chat a minute ago. Cole Jenkinson. Cole Jenkinson could cross a ball better than Hector Bellerin. I say that right now, and I say it with my chest. Cole Jenkinson could cross a ball better than Hector Bellerin. Yeah. Ryan Hansen, he says DT. Oh no, I've already read that one. Sorry, mate. You got too quick. You got to come out twice there. Aaron J. Troops is getting sold out now. That is all I can say. He can't be the same old passionate fan when he is under a contract. Troops is irrelevant. Listen, do you know what? I've got so much time for him. He's like a little brother to me, yeah? But I don't agree with what I saw yesterday. And that's not him. I'm telling you now. Less than an hour after we lose the North London derby, and they're trying to sell Arteta out shirts. I'm sorry. No. No. And this is why I said something to him. And I tweeted him. And I said, come on, bro. That's not you, man. That's not you. That is not you. They are using you for their own monetary gain. Come on, man. Find your Arteta out. Say it from the rooftops. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. Cool. I got no problem with that in any way, shape, or form. I've known you long enough to be able to have this conversation with you and be open and honest with you. But I'm telling you, as somebody that genuinely cares about your future and cares about what you're doing, and that you do make it in America, and that you do fulfill everything that you could possibly fulfill. I'm trying to tell you as a friend, that's wrong. Wrong on so many fucking levels, man. Under an hour after the game finishes, the North London derby, everybody that criticizes you, me, AFTV about profiting from failure and everything else, you've just proved them right. Not me, not Robbie, not AFTV or anything, because you're not connected to them in that way anymore. But the whole talk about profiting from failure, you've just proved them right, bro. Why? I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Why? I understand you're angry. I understand you're hurting. I'm hurt. I'm angry. But I ain't sitting there and going putting shirts up online the moment we lose a defeat. Even under Arsene Wenger, all of the problems that we had, and I'm waving banners and all sorts and everything. I ain't sitting there doing Wenger out t-shirts. We lose to Bayern Munich 5-1 within an hour. $22.99. Buy your Wenger out shirts now. Nah, man. I'm sorry, man. That's wrong. That's wrong. Be angry, be frustrated. All of them things. No problem with that, man. But I'm sorry, man. That's so wrong on so many levels, man. And I don't think it's you. I genuinely don't think it's you, man. I genuinely don't. I feel that there's other people behind you that are doing this, because I know you too well now. And I'm sorry, man. I got no problem with making their money. I got no problem with people, going out there and getting that bread. You know what I mean? But there's limits to that, man. I'm sorry, man. That really hurts, man. That really, really hurt me when I see that. And I'm not even joking. I'm not jesting. I'm not cussing him. I'm not calling him out or anything. I'm saying it as a friend. I'm being real with you. And I hope you see this, troops, man. I hope you see this. And I hope you see it for what it is. I hope you see what I'm saying to you for what it is. That it's not me calling you out. It's not me having a go. It's me saying to you, man, that's wrong. From a friend to a friend that's known you a very long time before you had anything and before you were who you are on AFTV or anything. And before anyone knew who you were, when we were training at Arsenal's training ground and we had matches and they came to me and said, who do you want to bring in? Do you know any Arsenal fans that you bring in? And nobody knew who you were then. And I straight away contacted you and said, do you want to come in? Do you want to get involved? Come to the Arsenal training ground. Let's go and play a few matches. Let's have a laugh. You remember them times. I'm telling you from the heart and from them times. Yeah. We've had fallouts and everything, man. Listen, it happens. There's no issues in that respect. I'm telling you, that's wrong. Please understand what I'm saying to you and take it on board. You might not listen. You probably won't because you're your own person. But please take it in. 100,000,000%, man. Take it in and understand what I'm trying to say to you, man. Because that, you played into everybody's hands by doing that, profiting off a failure. I'm sorry, man. I really am. That really hurt because I really thought better of you in that respect. Ash Hill, Arsenal need a better right back. Who would you take after yesterday? Lamptey, all day long. I'd love to get him. Cost about £20 million all day. The normal one. What are your realistic demands from Arteta to bring the club together like Solskjaer has done at United, or to be able to challenge Pep and Klopp? Well, one of the things is that Mikel Arteta needs to be judged when he gets his own players in fully, and we get rid of the crap that has been, here for past regimes that have failed ultimately, because they've failed. 5 of the 11 like that were starting yesterday, and I've said this, were part of Arsene Wenger's reign. No, it's not going to work. It's genuinely not going to work, man. What can I say? It's been a mad hour or so. Also, what I want you to do, for all of you that are locked in and new, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. But also, if you go into the comments section, you will see the link to the DTFC YouTube channel. We were back in league action on Saturday, another victory, flying high, top of the league. Well, no, not actually top of the league. Sorry, we're second in the league with a game in hand. And we actually played the team that are top on Saturday. Massive game. But we are unbeaten, played 7, won 7, and we've scored 43 goals in 7 games. We're in non-league. We're at the bottom of the non-league ladder. We're 2 divisions behind. Hashtag for people that want to have an understanding of it. This is real, genuine, competitive football, and we're absolutely loving life at the moment. So I want you to go over to the channel, click the link, subscribe, get involved. I think we must be near 10,000 subscribers now with the football team's channel. So get yourself over there, please, because it will mean a lot to me. Jared McCormack, we are all in this together. I woke up at 3:30 a.m. this morning to watch it live in Melbourne, Australia. Was painful, but we will turn it around. I feel sorry for you, man. I'm going to get up at 3:30 a.m. for that. I didn't go to bed till 3:30 a.m. I was sitting there banging my head against the wall, just thinking, what on earth is going on at this club right now? But yeah, look. We're going to Europa League action on Thursday, isn't it? What a nothing game that is. What an absolute nothing game. Ridiculous. Yeah, 43 goals in 7 games. 43 goals in 7 games my team has scored. We attack. We got fluency, and we know how to play to our strengths. But listen, man. Thank you to everybody that's been here. The views have been absolutely insane, and I can't thank you all enough for being here, joining me, chatting to me, listening to me moan and all sorts. Hamid, sacking Arteta won't help a thing. Hashtag Cronky out. That's another subject for another day, but I'm not happy in any way, shape or form. Rishikesh says Arsenal are linked with Maurizio Sarri. I can't actually see that, to be honest with you. I don't think it does. Samuel, love the work, DT. Keep it up. Love from Leicester. Shout out to you as well, Samuel. Thank you. But yeah, listen, thank you to everybody that's put a super chat in. Thank you to everybody that's interacted and everything else. It's been emotional. It's been a mad hour. I've let off some steam. I feel a little bit better for that. Sometimes you just got to vent, and Jitesh has said Bellerin equals Tapas Jenkinson. Love from Sydney. Keep up the solid video, my guy. Listen, shout out to you, man. Thank you for the super chat and the support and everything else. But listen, what's coming up this week? DT's Daily in the morning, as per usual. There will be previews to the Dundalk game. I'm going to go live with that one. I'll do that on Wednesday. I'll go do a live preview to that. So get yourself involved and we'll make it interactive and everything else. The DTFC match from Saturday just gone will be out on Sunday at 6 p.m. on the DTFC channel. And then there's going to be previews and everything else to the Burnley game. And yeah, it's Jesus Christ, we've got to win that, haven't we? But that's for another day. Listen, thank you to everybody that's been involved. Ash Hill has said, I would be upset if Lamptey left Brighton. I know you would, but he would be perfect for Arsenal, man. We'll give you 20 odd million pounds. That'll do, please. We're in desperate need. But yeah, listen, thank you to all of you that have locked in, watched and contributed, sent in your questions, everything. And it's so appreciated, honestly. And I can't thank you enough. And yeah, listen, I hope things turn around very, very soon. So keep an eye out for the content